is your girl Ty Wonder, and you are tuning in to the Banked Out Radio Show.
Yeah. All right. Son of Augustine style, you get me? Yeah. New whip outside is different. Ask me where to cop it, mind your business. New whip outside, I'm vicious. Ask me where to cop it, I'll admit it. Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that my mind is different? Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that I'm riding with it? I'm riding with it. You can't see the size, ain't norm. I ain't reached my final form. I gotta teach inside a storm. I gotta reach inside it. No, I don't need Poseidon. By and large, I don't preach no violence. Right feet right beside him. I am calm, I am different. I enlisted, fired up but not find the mischief. I am one to find time and listen. Lighten up the entire district. I am one to take time and find it. If they hate, they can't ride beside us. New whip, this time we ride it. All my people know out of towners. Yeah. New whip outside is different. Ask me where to cop it, mind your business. New whip outside, I'm vicious. Ask me where to cop it, I'll admit it. Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that my mind is different? Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that I'm riding with it?
Okay, so let's talk about your podcast. Well, actually, you have a few of them.
I do. I do have a few.
What is one of the Tea Talk with Ty?
Yes. So
Is that the award-winning one?
That's award nominated. I was award
Nominated.
nominated for Best Business and Best Wellness, Best Black Wellness, Best Black Business. That's my love letter to entrepreneurs, kind of like my, let's get it gold diggers, GOAL diggers. Things that I've learned in business, things how I've grown as far as entrepreneurship and wellness and that type of thing. So that's my inspiration to people who look like me, who have big goals, big dreams, and are trying to figure out how to get these things off the ground. So that was my first baby and introduction to podcasting.
That was a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, so we are over 2 years now. Over 2 years.
So what was the inspiration and even started? Because you could have done something else to fulfill that particular need.
That's a good question. It's funny because in my memories right now, it's popping up that I was researching podcasting 5 years ago and didn't do it for a long time because I was too afraid. I think, so my background is very interesting because after the Marine Corps, after my time doing work with the federal government, I was heavy into the fitness world. I was a master trainer for a fitness program, for a nationally known fitness program. And I got so used to like teaching and training and using my voice to help inspire people and educate people. And people always said, like, I always knew the right things to say to inspire them, or I knew a different way to present something that it made sense. And so it was like, well, you should put it into a podcast. But it was really scary 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then here comes the pandemic, and it's like, ooh, well, I need something to do, you know? And so let's try it. And, that's when I finally say, you know what? Because I kind of thought about the YouTube thing, but YouTube is cool. I'm trying to get back on it, but I don't want to put on clothes. It's like I got this depression to put on clothes and throw a little bit of makeup on and check my background. And I don't want to do that all the time, So podcasting made sense. And then being a professional musician in my former part of my life, like audio is a big thing for me. So
I could tell.
Yeah, it made perfect sense.
When I listen to your stuff, the inflections that you use. I was listening to some of your episodes and I was skimming through them. I'm gonna go back and listen to more in more detail.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, I was on Spotify listening to him. I was like, okay, I like that. One, I like your approach to podcast, meaning you have great audio. I like how you put like, what I'm saying, a little snippet at the beginning and then lets it go into the intro. It's a production. Like I can hear that it's a production. I can see that, fantastic flyer with artwork and it's consistent. Um, it's not like all over the place. It's simple, straight to the point, not
Yeah.
too you know, some people's stuff's just like ugh. Looking at it, just no, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I can
it's
tell
great
that you
though.
actually think about what you want to present
Yeah.
to your audience.
Hmm. How you
Um,
want your audience to feel when they look at it? Like, is it
mhm,
intriguing enough to make them want to listen to it? That's important.
yeah. Um, so I guess the fitness took place prior to podcasting, right? Having that
Hmm.
business. Is that still an active business for you?
It is. I have my own fitness program called Muse the Experience that I
Hmm.
created. Um, Now officially, wow, we're at 2 years now too. Life was changing 2 years ago.
This
Okay.
flies by, huh?
The pandemic did some things. Yeah, I was teaching everyone else's brands and paying all of these money to teach all of these different brands.
Hmm.
And, I saw a need for an area and it was a burning passion. I was like, I'm just going
Hmm.
to branch out and do my own thing. So
Hmm.
I've been doing my own thing for 2 years now. It's been great.
That's what's up. So, do you use your podcast as a platform to like promote your other businesses?
Tea Talk with Ty, I haven't as much. Now, the Lies and Garbage show, we do a
Hmm.
lot, and that's the award-winning show.
Okay.
Um, it depends on what I'm promoting. My business, my standalone business, Tai Chi Productions. I do talk about that a lot in Tea Talk with Ty because it goes along with the theme,
Hmm.
with opening a business.
Hmm.
And I'll use some of the other things as examples, but I don't use it as much to promote it.
Hmm.
Whereas on Lies and Garbage, the program that I created, the Muse Experience, it's a sensual fitness program for women to help them find their sensuality. And it's rooted with Pilates and exotic dance and a little bit of twerk in there.
Hmm.
So for Lies and Garbage, which is the award-winning best Black sex podcast, it makes sense to talk about Muse. It makes sense to promote the studio that I work for, where I also teach Muse, Interdiva
Hmm.
Fitness, which is a pole studio in Charlotte.
Hmm.
So it just kind of depends on which show I'm on
Hmm.
and what I'm talking about. Now, Let Me Holla at You, which is my newest podcast. It's kind of, it's terrible to say it, but it's kind of a catch-all because
Hmm.
we may hit all of it, but we don't stay there because it's a different type of show and it is
Hmm.
a male and female host,
Hmm.
myself and a good friend of mine. It's like my brother.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a hit and miss, but we kind of talk about everything in there because he's a big proponent on Ty, you're dope, and everyone needs to know that you're doing dope things. Meanwhile,
Hmm.
I'm like, I have a business. I don't know why I'm like that.
Okay,
So
so
whatever.
how do you okay, and this will take me everywhere as far as like the information that you're giving me because I'm loving it. Um, one, so when I started podcasting like 6 years ago,
Yeah.
I was trying to stick with it like a certain theme, right?
Hmm.
But what I've discovered is the more you podcast, the more you start leaning towards production.
Mm.
Um, and I've come to that conclusion because now I do a whole lot of stuff outside of just the regular podcast. And then the
Yeah.
podcast didn't just stay audio. So like I like the visual aspect of podcasting.
Yeah.
I'm really into that. Now, of course, I put my stuff on Spotify and all that as well, with the audio versions. And I was like looking at, because I did Blog Talk before I knew about other distributors and stuff. So
Hmm.
I was sitting there looking at that the other day, and I have like 445 episodes on there that I have to,
Wow.
yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a huge like list that I'm trying to I'm going to put all that onto Spotify and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it's going to be over the course of the rest of this year, going into next year, because I ain't got time to just dedicate towards that at one time. Because now I'm shooting videos. I'm doing like I've done 2 music videos. I'm doing skits,
It's awesome.
which I love doing skits. But the production of podcasting, well, the producing of podcasting led to production.
Mhm.
So, and the thing I'm getting at is, I 2 years ago I expanded what the Bank That Radio Show brand is,
Mhm.
but it didn't work out with like a lot of those hosts or whatever. I
Yeah.
had like 9 different shows I was going to expand to.
Mhm.
So I had to, regroup because one, I don't think people understand when they jump into podcasting, how serious it is and or how serious you have to take it in order for it to start to
Absolutely.
produce something. So now I have a solid me and 2 other hosts right now, and I have one that I'm in negotiations with, but we probably realistically probably won't be able to do anything until about next year anyway, just because of my busy schedule.
Yeah.
But the common thing that I've noticed when I went to Atlanta is that, like, for instance, you have your main podcast, and now you have subsequent podcast shows as well.
Mhm.
Uh, I was thinking about doing that, but I was like at a it was like I don't know if I should do that or whatever. But I see that that's sort of like the norm now to
Yeah.
produce multiple things. So
Mhm.
was that an easy transition for you to go from one to the next? And how do you balance multiple shows with different audiences per
Mhm.
se for the content that you're putting out there?
That's a good question because I have three that
Hmm.
I host and co-host, and then I have one that I produce under
Hmm.
my production company. Um, and I think when I first started with the second one, because initially the Lies and Garbage show was Real Talk Tuesdays, and it was different hosts.
Hmm.
I think when I started, I really didn't know what to expect as far as trying to make it different, and I think I was still the same straight laced Tea Talk with Ty because Tea Talk with Ty is very,
Hmm.
straight laced. I mean, it's bubbly like
Hmm.
me, but
Yeah.
it's very straightforward.
Hmm.
Um, I think I struggled with that a little bit at first, just because I was still trying to understand me and who it is and of what it was that I wanted, and
Hmm.
how I wanted to be presented. I think it just took me a minute to find my rhythm as a host.
Hmm.
And also find my rhythm with each show, because
Yeah.
each show I play a different role. With Tea Talk with Ty, one, that's just me.
Hmm.
With Lies and Garbage is very it's my sister and I, and we are a hot, hilarious mess.
Hmm.
Um with Let Me Holla at You, we are, let me see, we like to describe it as the barbershop and the salon shop coming together,
Hmm.
having conversations. So I get to cut loose, but not as much as I do with Lies and Garbage. For
Hmm.
me, finding my rhythm with the different shows has been figuring out what is the purpose behind the show.
Yeah.
Like, once I really sat down, and this is the thing that I don't feel like podcasters do, is
Hmm.
really sit down and figure out, okay, who really is my audience? Like, okay, I want everybody to listen, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, who are the main people that I'm trying to reach? What is the goal with this podcast? Once
Hmm.
I really started figuring that part out, it made it easier for me to say, okay, so my hosting style with this show was more like this. My hosting style with this show was more like this. And then
Hmm.
it helps that I have a heavy hand in producing, the
Yeah.
production part, because I produced them all. Um, and so it was literally just getting intentional helped
Hmm.
me so much with figuring that part out and finding balance with how to be which type of host for which show.
Okay. And all of those are audio only, right?
Yeah, right now they're all audio only. Where
The hot lies and you say hot lies and garbage.
Lies and garbage. Yeah, the
No,
lies
I'm
and
sorry.
garbage.
I'm calling it out lies and garbage. Oh my god, that sounds like that should be visual. It
Lies
really
and
does.
garbage
I
should
think that would take
definitely
off.
be visual. It would definitely be visual because we when we're hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason we haven't, one, we're both very busy. We're both business women,
Mm-hmm.
and have multiple businesses.
Mm-hmm.
My sister has, kids and a husband and a dog and 12 businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And getting us together and sitting in one spot a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times is just really difficult.
Yeah.
We're still working on it, but that's the plan, to definitely start with that one being visual.
She and Charlotte
Yeah.
as well.
Hmm.
Okay. Who's older, you or her?
She's older.
Okay, so the entrepreneurship sounds like it runs throughout the family.
It
Is that?
does. She's my sister by love, not by birth.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, but definitely, yeah, definitely. We were one of those surprise friends.
okay.
We were surprise friends. Didn't necessarily expect to be friends. We kind of started
Mm-hmm.
off with a client owner relationship, and then
Mm-hmm.
I started working at a studio that she
Mm-hmm.
owns, and then from there, when we restructured Real Talk Tuesdays and we were looking for another host, she's like, "Well, I would love to audition because I've always wanted to do a podcast." And
Mm-hmm.
that audition led to her, just me and her, because the other host dropped out,
Mm-hmm.
as things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it really began a true friendship and sisterhood. So
That's
that was,
what's up. So it's all organic and it fits.
yeah, definitely.
That's
That's
what's up.
been pretty good.
Okay, so when you decided to do podcasting and you wanted to put this much energy and effort and resources into it, how did your circle or your network of folks take that information? Because I'm sure what I'm saying, it's like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, and y'all want to support or however you presented it to them.
Yeah, I don't think people understand it
Hmm.
still to this day, which I don't understand. Podcasting is like, it's still new, but it's not that new.
Yeah.
I feel like I literally just made visuals on how to find each podcast to put on TikTok and Instagram,
Hmm.
because I feel like people still don't know how to access podcasts.
Just type them in and you just search for. I'm like, I think what it is people don't,
But
like you
people
said,
don't
people
do
don't,
that.
they don't
Yeah,
know what to do with the medium, right?
yeah,
Because it's two different things. You can do audio or you can do visual and audio,
yeah.
and it can turn into like it's its own production. It's like its own, like, okay, so I have transformed from my first episode that I shot
Mhm,
to the latest episodes. People have seen like the growth and transition and all that. And I was actually having this conversation with one of my close friends yesterday.
mhm.
He's like, "Man, I've just seen the growth in what you've been doing over the years."
So,
And he's like, "When I look at it, it looks like a talk show."
yeah,
And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's what it starts to lean towards,
yeah,
somewhat. But it's a hybrid type situation where it could be a talk show, but it could also compete with news, or it could compete with entertainment, or it could compete with
absolutely.
whatever else. I'm like, to me, it's just like content now. So,
Yeah,
but I think that's where people have to disconnect because they don't know how to put it in a box because it doesn't necessarily fit in the box.
yeah. I agree with that.
It's like
I
a
agree with that.
like a Swiss Army knife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because it can be a multitude of things, even with the audio. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? People are listening to it, but the way that it's set up, like you can listen to it as like people, because people do the interview style and then people report on information, so it sounds more like a news type situation. And then some people report in or talk about trendy topics and stuff, so now it sounds like like a Hollywood Unlocked or something like that,
mm-hmm.
or a shade room or whatever. So it doesn't fit in any type of category, and I think that's why people have a disconnect with it as far as like understanding what it is.
Yeah,
um,
I agree with that. I
so
agree
okay.
with that.
So what does the business side of your podcast slash production company look like as far as are people, because I'm sure you're reaching out to businesses in your area and soliciting for, sponsorship ads, however you're doing it. Are they receptive to the idea, to the medium? Are they having a hard understanding of how does it translate to benefit them or
Mhm. We've definitely had some sponsors. It helped that we started off with our own businesses. It's like I told you, my sister and I, we both have, multiple businesses. So we started with those first and then branched into, smaller businesses. We reached out to people that locally that we knew that have products that we like. We had a lady that she made these great teas and herbal remedies. We had her as a sponsor. We had was it Curvy Queens? She makes soaps and like foaming shea butter something or other. That was pretty cool. So we reached out to them and we had them as sponsors. I think the disconnect still is people just don't understand it. I feel like as podcasters, one of the things that I'm learning the most, especially after Black Podfest, is we as podcasters kind of have to do a better job with helping people to understand how to use the medium and just, help them having a better understanding of how to use the medium helps them understand how it helps them with their business. So after Black Podfest, we really revamped a lot of things with all of the podcasts and getting new websites and visuals and the like to make it a little bit easier for the sponsors to understand outside of us. But we've all definitely seen some different generation of business and website hits and whatnot from having those sponsors there, which has been pretty cool.
Okay. So what's a typical day for you?
Me, the woman of many wonders. Oh gosh, it depends on the day. It depends on the day. So I say that I'm the woman of many wonders because I do a lot of things. I teach fitness. I'm a podcaster. I'm an award-winning podcaster. See, I'm still struggling to say that.
You got to redo your bio and put that in there.
I know.
Your professional reels and resume and all that.
I know. I'm a single mom. I run my business, Tai Chi Productions. So it's a lot going on. And I also say right now, I'm the woman of many hustles because starting a business is not for the faint of the heart and it's not cheap.
It is not.
So I have my side hustles of Upshift, Amazon Flex, and Instacart. So it really just depends on the day. Some days, I get up and I may be at the office all day and then I'll go do one of the side hustles. One day, like I got to put put it on Instagram today, but I put it on TikTok. I think I did an Upshift shift, which is where a business will hire someone to do, like a job for a day. And so I spent all day doing that, like 8-9 hours doing that. And then I went to my office, worked for 4 hours. So it just kind of depends on the day, what I'm doing, but 7 days out of 7, I'm doing something, at least dealing with some aspect of Tai Chi Productions, especially running the business by yourself right now. So
yeah, and that's a lot.
It kind of depends. My days are definitely never typical. Yes. They were a little bit more typical when school was in because I had to do drop-offs and pickups for my daughter. But with school being out, it's kind of like not flowing like the wind, but it changes like the wind.
It's like water. You know what I'm saying? It is, sometimes it curves.
Yeah, it's definitely lots of curving these days. So like I just knew I was going to be in my office, and then I was looking at it and I was like, I'm probably going to get tied up doing something. I'm going to be late. So we're just going to stay at the house.
Yeah. I definitely get that.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so what is, I guess, the best way that people can access your podcast and listen to it?
Okay. So almost all of them are on all streaming platforms. Apple, they're all on Apple, Spotify, Google. I feel like I'm missing a big one. But they're definitely all on there. Pandora, iHeart. I think Let Me Holla at You is not on that one yet, but the rest of them are. So there is Tea Talk with Ty. There is, and that's just Ty, Ty. There is The Lies and Garbage Show.
Uh-huh.
That's on all platforms. There's Let Me Holla at You. That's LEMMEHOLLAATYOU. And then the one I produce is Robin's Nest. That's with two B's, ROBBIN. All of them have websites. You can go to www.teatalkwithty.com, www.liesandgarbageshow.com, www.letmehollaatYou.com. I've been busy since Black Podcast.
So you do the websites as well?
I do the websites as well. I've been doing.
Oh wow, ma'am, ma'am, you have to start outsourcing. I would not do websites. Like I've learned how to do a little bit of websites, but the amount of stuff that I would have to literally have like 12 websites right now. I ain't even do all that.
Yeah.
I got time for that.
But I honestly, I love doing stuff like that. I've always been like that geeky nerd that loves doing audio.
So that's your passion.
Yeah.
Website building is not my passion. Now, hey, promoting though, I'll promote stuff all day long.
As long as we're not talking about coding. When we start getting to coding, it's like.
Yeah, I actually have a web developer, right?
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I have an app like I showed you the app, and then I have the website, and he does the coding for one feature on the app. It's a loyalty program, right? That I can put businesses in and they track stamps and all that stuff. It was 300 lines of code.
Nope.
Yeah.
Do it.
But this is what he does, though. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he showed me the back end of the website to where I can upload stuff and all that, whatever. I had 72 pages. I was like, sir, no, I'm not doing all this stuff. Nope. But I love the way they got it set up because it's a store and everything on it. And there's so much more I can do with the website. Yeah. Like, I just put my sponsorship thing on the website where you can click on it and it goes to, like, the cook shop. So I'll put the cook shop, my hemp business, as a sponsor.
That's cool.
I got other stuff, other businesses, because like with my website, I'm getting like 1,600. I'm averaging 1,600 unique visits a month.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So, and I don't even have anything on there to sell. Not yet. There's a store.
Nothing up there to sell. I haven't
released it to the public yet because I got to set the store up. Like the transactional piece is set up. Yeah. But I have to put the actual products on there.
Oh man, that's a good problem to have. But I'm gonna need you to get some products up there.
I know. I got. See. Here is my conundrum. Right now, at this very moment, in this present, I'm producing. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have 5 shows in production as far as visual. I have a bartending show that's on season 2. It's called Behind the Bar. The first season is on Roku TV. Okay. I shot 10 episodes of that, and I gotta edit 2 more episodes and put the other 2 on there. I've got 3 episodes for season 2 shot already, and we start shooting again after the 4th of July. So we're going to shoot like 6 episodes in a week that week.
Oh wow!
I just got through going to Fitzgerald, Georgia, which is like an hour and a half south of where I am, and I shot another episode of a show called Chopping It Up with Sunshine. So I got 3 episodes of that. I got a show called The Other Side of Entrepreneurship, where it's actually that would be a great thing to have you on. But I like to do those in person, so
yeah,
I might have to do that.
Traveling, just let me know.
For real?
I love to travel.
Okay, you know I'm an hour and a half south of Atlanta.
Okay. I can make
that's what's up.
And I will definitely be in Atlanta the weekend of October 8th. So we can make something work. We can plan it out. It just got to be before the 8th. Because the 8th and the 9th, I'm off duty. Yeah. I'm turning up.
Your birthday?
Well, it's the precursor to my birthday. My birthday's on the 12th. But the One Music Fest in Atlanta, do you go to it?
I do not.
It's the thing I look forward to every year. So
really?
I'm excited.
Okay, well, you know.
And that's the lineup today. The lineup is...
Yeah. I'm like, you know, I'm sure there's some stuff in Charlotte that happens, like the MEAC stuff that had the tournaments and stuff that happens in Charlotte, right? With the basketball.
They moved it to Baltimore.
They did? Okay, okay. What about there is I think it's in Charlotte, the food truck.
There is a food truck festival. I still haven't
Yeah.
gone to it. I haven't really experienced Charlotte much at all.
Okay, so you live in Charlotte, right? And that
Mhm.
happens. Do you feel that sometimes because you live there, you have access to it, so you can just go whenever you want to?
No, I'm naturally
A
a
little bit, a little
homebody.
bit.
Right. Man. I'm naturally a homebody, and then I can
Okay.
be a workaholic.
Uh-huh.
So it's like when I'm not working, I want to be at home. So I
Yeah.
don't get out much.
Mhm.
And I've been in Charlotte 3 years now. And so we've been in a pandemic, two of those. So,
Well, okay, okay, I get that.
so in all fairness,
Yeah.
I haven't had a whole lot of time to really like explore Charlotte like that.
Okay, well, I used to work in Atlanta like years ago. I worked in Midtown Atlanta, so I was always up there. And then the fact that I'm in Macon, in which it's on an hour and a half to get to Atlanta, so it's straight
Mhm.
up 75. Um, Sometimes we have the mindset of, okay, that's Atlanta, whatever, we can go there anytime. So that's why I don't go to one music fest. But I
That's
will, you know what I'm
fair.
saying? I can come up there because I've been traveling out more. Like I went to Albany, Georgia, which is about 2 hours from me. First
Oh,
time, never been there. To
we
do
have a
anything.
Marine Corps base there. I almost got stationed there.
See, my friend I was talking about earlier, my best friend, he's a former Marine, and that's what he was telling
Okay.
me. He's like,
I
there's a Marine Corps
see.
base there. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No, no. Why would I know that? I'm not a Marine.
Our Marine Corps bases are in the most randomest places ever. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
How
Albany.
did you enjoy that experience being? How long were you in the Marines?
3 years, 7 months, and 2 days, but who counted?
Oh
Um,
wow. And
no,
like
I
that's like hardcore, because I from what I observe,
hmm
Marines one boot camp is longer,
hmm
and training and all that, and it seems it's
Correct.
way more intense because they're the first ones to go in anyway in any
Correct.
type of situation. And Congress, I believe, can send in Marines or the president can without actually declaring war, but the
hmm
other branches I don't think they can.
Yeah.
Is it so
Yeah.
that is true?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and then like
Unless
hanging
something.
around my friend and being around him for so long because we have like a 20 plus year relationship.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we met each other in college.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
we've been friends ever since. I'm like, he's actually my kid's godfather, and
Oh.
vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
Yeah,
a special breed.
his mentality and all that stuff is hilarious.
We're,
And when he
we're
used to
yeah. We're
fight with other
hilarious.
people in other branches of government and all that, it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell people all the time, Marines aren't crazy. We're just quirky. We're different. But two things you can be certain of. There is not going to be a dull moment, and you're definitely going to be safe. We got you.
I feel that. Like every time I'm with him, I feel safe. I'm like, yeah, anything pop off, he's gonna take care of it. And it's never a dull moment.
I tell you, we're just different.
I love it. See, I wish I would have had more time to like spend up there and hang out with you and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Okay, so w- do you set goals like for your podcast and business and all that, or how
I
does that
do.
go with you?
I do. Each individual podcast has its goals,
Hmm.
which are all kind of the same because all of us are entrepreneurs, and
Hmm.
the goal for everybody is to reach and monetize, and then everything else in between there can be different. I'm sorry,
Hmm.
everything in my computer just wants to keep dinging.
Hey, that sounds like it sounds like money.
I'm gonna repeat that. It's money. Um, so each of
Good
them
stuff.
have different goals.
Uh-huh.
As is my business, I like to do like big goals, setting things out 3 years and then breaking them down into digestible bites. So, excuse me, from the 3 years to the 2 years to the 1 year to the 6 months to the 3 months to the 1 month. So that way, like you can kind of look and see where everything is going. You can adjust things and be like, we're not making this goal. Well, what are we
Hmm.
doing? How can we fix it? So really being able to do an analysis on how the goals have been looking and how they're progressing or not progressing sometimes,
Hmm.
and seeing if you just need to hit it with a good plot twist and switch it up some.
Okay. Have you gotten to the point where you've gotten interns yet, or thought about them?
Where I've given someone an internship?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm tired. I'm thinking about it now because, man, sometimes
You're doing a lot.
right, I do a lot, and then I'm running. So my business Tai Chi Productions, outside of the 4 podcasts that we house and do all of that. And of course, there's so much with podcasting, people don't even realize that goes into it. Outside of that, I do audio and video production, and then I consider myself as like a beginner hub for the small entrepreneur in Charlotte. So I do social media management. I do video production, video editing. I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something. It's going to come to me at some random time. Oh, websites. I create websites. So
Business content creation for businesses.
Yes, so I've done that too. And help people figure out what content needs to go where. And then the one of my biggest social media clients, I literally had to take their social media apart, pick it apart because it was somewhat non-existent, and figure out the best way to make it digestible for their audience, because their audience was just kind of like, okay. It's on Instagram, I guess.
Yeah.
Figuring out what worked well for their audience, what was making their audience engage and come to the business more often and make it look appealing and cool, and come up with posts accordingly and manage the social media part. So, because you have some business owners that hate social media, they do not want to do it. So
yeah, you do. And they're in fear of it and stuff. And I'm like, it heightens your business. And I tell a lot of business owners that now the way we do business is not the same traditional way you did business 10, 20 years ago. It's not about just providing a service or product that fits the needs for the market at the time. It's now more about, can they relate to the brand or to the business?
Yes.
It's more of a transparent transaction.
Yeah.
Then they'll support. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. As opposed to just, okay, that fits the need or whatever, and don't need to have any type of information about the company whatsoever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you got to find the heart of your business to get people to come to it.
Yeah. So the reason I asked about the interns is, one, I use interns in I have a counseling business. Use interns in that. I've used interns in my marketing business. And it's helped build the business. You sign off on their hours, they're getting experience. So, but we don't look at most of the time, especially in our community. What I've noticed is that we don't look at it as an alternate asset source for our business.
Yeah.
We're always thinking about, well, I can't afford to hire somebody. Intern, as long as you give them an educational opportunity and you're not making them just go run and get coffee, stuff like that, then you're bringing value to them. And you don't have to hire them. You just go to the schools. Now, of course, once you get to the point where you like do some type of stipend or something, it makes your internship program more attractive.
Yeah.
But you can go to all these different schools, and I'm sure there's schools in Charlotte where the career development centers or counselors are needing to build relationships within the community, especially businesses where the students going through those programs can actually get real world experience.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I've seen any school so far that has like podcasting as part of the curriculum, or even like social media management. They might talk about it, but it's not really in depth. Because it keeps changing.
One, it's not anywhere near me. It was the funniest thing because a friend of mine from middle school that we're still friends on Facebook. I just happened to be scrolling and I saw that she was finishing up her podcasting class for her high school. And so I reached out to her, or in the comment section, I was like, hey, if you need any, if you need anything, let me know. She said, oh, we use your podcast all the time.
Hey, they didn't even let you know.
They didn't even let me know, but it was pretty cool. She was like, we've used your podcast for, analysis a lot. And I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. And this is like in Kansas or somewhere. I think she's in Kansas. So, and then I was like, well, that's really cool that that's part of the curriculum because that's where the future is going.
Mm-hmm.
And then, whether it's a podcast or a talk show, like it's important for people to know how to talk to each other and conversations and, learn how to be on camera or behind the mic and all those things. So that was really cool. That was like one of the highlights of my year this year. It was like,
that's what's up. So you out there doing it big.
Right. I'm inspiring people and had no idea. That's super cool for me.
I think the feedback like that is necessary to us because, it just helps us push us and keep moving forward. Because sometimes I think we get caught up in like, okay, is this really working or whatever, and not having that feedback, put us in like a little downer state.
Definitely. Because podcasting it's definitely a labor of love. Like to get it started and get it rolling. People think you press play and you start podcasting and the money rolls in. It does not work that way.
Exactly.
It does not work that way at all. And it is so much time involved, but it's like once you truly love it and you love what you do, like all that other stuff is going to come. And that's always been my mindset of, hey, in one way or another, whether it's inspiring someone with business or it's making them laugh or it's making them feel comfortable about something with their sensuality or, they're trying to understand something about relationships, whatever it is, I'm helping somebody somewhere. So everything else is gonna fall into place. But you have to really be there and be dedicated into whatever your podcast goal is. Like I said, you have to be real intentional because it's a lot of work, but I absolutely love it.
So what was one of the things that really hit you by surprise when you first started podcasting that you didn't necessarily know and you couldn't find out through your research?
That's a good question. Probably the monetization piece.
Okay.
Like, I feel like to some degree that was kept real hush hush. And I was one of those people. I didn't go through the University of YouTube. I bought a course. And they talked a little bit about monetization, but it just always seemed like a lot of people kept it to themselves with how they made it work. And it was a lot of hitting my head against the wall until I figured it out. That and learning how to market it without being spammy of, hey, listen to my podcast. Hey, listen to my podcast.
Exactly. That's what I get now with artists.
Yeah.
Podcasters.
Yeah.
What? No. I'm like, can you please put together a marketing plan and like work that marketing plan? Or pay someone to do that.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I have not seen anyone highlight really is the other side of monetization. Like one of the, because there's 1,000 ways or whatever you can get paid, right? Is the platform, is you selling your own ads, hosting, sponsorship, production, teaching others, classes, whatever, merchandise. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about getting paid to not run ads. Like I've had that happen to me several times.
Yeah.
Where people will see, especially a business, and I bring them on, do an interview. It's like, I don't want any ads on my interview. I was like, okay, well, it's going to cost you this amount of money not to have any ads because I'm getting paid for this. I'm like, that's why these interviews are free. You got to make money out here.
Right.
That's right. About opportunity. I haven't seen anyone talk about that in depth. Which I think, is interesting because, again, you're still getting paid. It's just that you don't have an ad on there.
Yeah.
What was one of your biggest lessons you learned in business?
Oh, to believe in yourself. That was easy. To believe in yourself because that's something that I've struggled with. I could believe in myself about a lot of things, but when it comes to business, especially when you have overhead, it's one thing when you're doing something in your house.
Yep.
You don't necessarily you don't have to do it, if you get what I'm saying. Like,
it's not taking
a whole lot of money out of your pocket to make this happen.
Yeah.
But when you have rent that you got to pay for a space, you have to believe that you have a service or product that is worth people spending their hard-earned dollars for, and be able to, you know, over deliver that so that they get a value of it. And that was my struggle at first. It's like, well, who am I? Like, you know, I know that I'm dope and I know that I'm awesome, but people are actually going to pay me to run their social media. They're going to pay me to do their websites. Although, like, I make websites all the time just cause, or you know, they're going to pay me to put their videos together. Just definitely believing in myself that it was going to work, and it was going to work because I have the talent and I have the work ethic. Yeah, definitely.
That's what's up. Name something that you don't like about the podcast industry. So I got a whole list over there.
What I don't like. The first thing that came to mind is show notes, but you know, that's a necessary evil. I think what I don't like. I don't like the idea of I don't like how the industry sees the numbers being so important.
Gotcha.
To monetize. Like there's just because you don't have 100,000 listeners, you know, to your podcast.
Doesn't mean that you don't have value.
Right. And it's just kind of like here's something else that society is putting a number on. And I don't really care for that.
Okay. What's something you don't like about business? Well, you know, running your own business.
That people don't respect time.
Yes.
People do not respect time. Yes, I run a business. That does not mean I'm accessible 24/7. I may work 24/7, but that doesn't mean that you can
accessible. Exactly.
That does not mean send me an email at 1:00 in the morning and then get mad that I don't respond within 15 minutes. I'm asleep.
Yeah. Do you put your phone on like do not disturb and all that?
I do, but still, it's just the fact that stuff still comes in. I just feel like people don't respect time. Probably because of the internet. They just feel like people are just, you know, doing whatever all the time, doing all the things all the time. And that's not the case. I'm still a mom at the end of the day. You know, I have friends, I have a partner, like I have things that I'm doing. I'm not always working. And I feel like they don't respect time sometimes.
That's what's up. I like that.
Thank you.
Do you like being creative on social media? Because you know your TikToks and stuff like that. You know, I'll be checking them. They're hilarious.
Thank you. I love being creative. I'm one of those people. You know, when you do something for other people, you don't want to do it for you. So like being that I manage social media, like my social media is like, oh God, I don't want to do it. Like it's something else. But when I do sit down to do it, I enjoy it. Because in real life, I am a true goofball. So I enjoy getting to be creative and doing things a little bit out the box because I don't believe in being in anybody's box. So
Where do you see yourself like 10 years from now?
Wow. Where do I see myself?
Yeah, you know, professionally.
Professionally, in 10 years, I see myself having done several TED Talks, having an empire that's, I'm going to say, because right now she's one of my biggest inspirations, Pinky, the slutty vegan, like her and her, you know, her partner, how they have like really, they're both doing incredible things. Having an empire that's becoming $1 million empire. No, I am undershooting that. I am having $1 million empire that is, that has expanded in different ways to where I'm the hey, do this and it gets done person. And being able to help creatives like me have work and have sustainable lives and be able to be in their zone and do the things that they love and get paid to do it. So employing the creatives making lots of money to put back into my community, and into the arts, and definitely not doing Amazon or Instacart or Upshift anymore.
Definitely get that.
Definitely done with those. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be like, hey, you want to get off that Amazon flex? I got a job for you.
Yeah. Okay. So let everybody know, how can they reach you, reach out, things of the nature. Where do you want them to go?
So you can go to on all social media platforms. I am Ty Wonder. My business website is www.tychiproductions.com. TYCHI Productions. I think I already said all of the podcast stuff.
Yeah, you did.
Let me holla at you, Lies and Garbage Show.
I'm gonna plug them in there, as you know what I'm saying. When I'm editing, they're gonna come across.
Cool. But yeah, I am Ty Wonder on all social media platforms. I'm there. Buckle up, because it's never a dull moment. That's me, though.
Man, I appreciate this. Thank you for your time, your energy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't wasted.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me. Life was life in last week. It was just, yeah. Life was life in last week. So.
It is, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely, everybody out there, y'all go and check out Miss Ty Wonder with everything. Tai Chi Productions, follow podcast, listen, share. If she ever comes out with merch, you don't have merch right now, do you?
Not yet. It's coming up.
When she come out with merch, y'all make sure y'all go buy, about 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces.
Yeah.
And tell your friends too. But thank you, man.
I'm working on it. Merch is the next step. It's the next step.
That's what's up.